The Irish Dragon is back in action, on short notice at that. So Paul Felder has become a fan favorite over the past few years, and that's probably because he is an excellent striker with great power and a commentator. The dude has it all. But he said he was going to step away after his loss to Dan Hooker, which I thought he won the last few rounds in. But that's neither here nor there. He is now stepping up on short notice to fight a former champion, Rafael dos Anjos. Rafael dos Anjos is awesome. The dude comes forward, throws bombs, and has great grappling. But Paul Felder does have pretty good takedown defense, and I think he is the better striker of the two. He's just more fluid with his strikes. Now, I will say this. If RDA comes in, mixes in his grappling with his striking, I think he can get this win. I think RDA's only lost to the guys that are just outstanding grapplers and or way bigger than him. All right, we all know he went on a run at welterweight and then he lost a few, okay? But the few that he did lose were to the absolute elite of the elite. And he also was, fighting up a weight class against guys that were way bigger than him. We have to remember that. RDA was never really a welterweight, okay? At most, he's a 162 pounder, okay? Everybody's been talking about that 162, 165 pound division. RDA at most is that. I think he's a 155er who just does not like to cut weight, all right? He's had bad weight cuts. And most of the time, the bad weight cuts are due because people are not cutting weight properly, okay? There's a way you have to cut weight. And most of the time, the guys just don't do it right, all right? Khabib did it for years. He just suffered, all right? He just suffered because he wasn't cutting the weight properly. He was cutting weight like a wrestler, just starving himself and drinking water. There's a way to cut weight. And these guys don't do it right. They think they're doing it right, but they're not. And I believe that was probably the case for RDA. Now, getting back to Mr. Felder, I believe he is an excellent commentator. I think the dude's tough as nails as a fighter. I think he's got great Muay Thai. And he comes forward, man. He was heavily outmatched in the striking against Dan Hooker, but because of his grit and determination, I think he won that fight. All right, Dan Hooker is the better striker. Let's not get this twisted. Paul Felder is a great striker. He's got great Muay Thai, but Dan Hooker is the better striker. Dan Hooker got tired, and he got tired because Paul Felder pressed the action, turned it into a Paul Felder fight. Now, let's get something else straight, all right? Paul Felder is no slouch on the ground either, okay? I think the guy has excellent submission defense, and he's pretty good from the top, and he's got great ground and pound. So, if RDA does get this to the ground, it's not like he's going to dominate Paul there. It'll just be in his world. Paul's world is on the feet. RDA is not a bad striker, but Paul is the better striker. So we'll see what happens. And until then, I'll see you next time.